Hey guys! In the last video we took a Shinkansen to the city of Hakodate in Japan's northern island of Hokkaido. We learned about some of Hakodate's history, watched some streetcars, hung out with some squid, visited a historic fort, checked out some traditional architecture, saw a great night view, and met a freaky clown. Well, we're still in Hokkaido, but we'll go to some different places in today's video, including one of Japan's oldest whiskey distilleries, a famous canal, a historic town to see some decorative glassware, and eat some chicken. The first stop today is almost a 4-hour drive north to a town called Yoichi. Yoichi is home to a famous whiskey distillery called Nikka. Let's check it out. Nikka Whiskey's story begins with a man known in Japan as the father of whiskey, Masataka Taketsuru. He was born in Hiroshima in 1894. Masataka became interested in whiskey, and in 1918 he decided to travel alone to Scotland to learn more about it. He enrolled in chemistry courses there at the University of Glasgow, and ended up apprenticing at 3 Scotch distilleries. He became the first ever Japanese person in Scotland to master the art of whiskey production. While studying and doing his apprenticeships in Scotland, Masataka met his future wife, Jessie Roberta Cohen, who went by Rita. In spite of opposition from both families, they married in 1920 and shortly after moved to Japan. With the support of his Scottish wife Rita, Masataka eventually decided to make his own whiskey company. But where would he build it? Even though it's not in the most convenient area, he decided to move to Yoichi, since the weather conditions here are somewhat similar to Scotland's. While preparing for whiskey production, the first items his company made were apple juice and other apple-related products. They sold it under the name Dai Nippon Kaju, meaning Great Japanese Juice. In fact, that's where the name for the company today comes from. The combined characters of Nippon, Japan, and Kaju, juice, make Nikka. 1940 is when Nikka officially started selling whiskey. A whiskey which is famous not only in Japan, but worldwide today, winning multiple awards for being the best whiskey. While at the distillery, let's take a short tour. Along with the usual factory-like buildings you'd expect at such an old distillery, you can also see the home where Masataka and Rita lived. Both inside and out, it has a nice mixture of Japanese and Western design. So, what's the secret to this whiskey's success? Well, for one, how they cook it. They use a direct coal-fired method, something that most modern whiskey distilleries don't use anymore. This traditional heating style, along with an emphasis on blending spirits from different barrels, creates a complex whole flavor that separates Nikka whiskey from so many others. Now that we've checked out Nikka whiskey's first distillery, let's take a short drive to the historic city of Otaru. On the way into Otaru, there's this discontinued railroad called the Temiya Line. It was originally part of the Hokkaido Railway, which began operations in 1880 and was the first railroad in Hokkaido. Used by both passenger and cargo trains, this line eventually closed officially in 1985. Well, I could keep walking on these tracks, or we could go check out a super famous chicken restaurant. I know my answer. The restaurant is called Naruto, and fried chicken is what they mainly serve. It's been in business since 1952 and is ranked as one of the best restaurants in Otaru. The seating style in this place is called Horigotatsu. This style isn't so common in restaurants these days. You sit with your legs in a recessed floor where a heater is used to help keep you warm while eating during the winter season. It's pretty cozy. Otaru's canal was constructed in 1923 to help move goods from large ships in the harbor to these warehouses. After modern dock facilities were constructed, large ships could unload their goods directly, making the canal obsolete. Thanks to a preservation movement by the local citizens in the 1980s, this part of the canal was restored instead of being filled in. Over the years, many of the warehouses along the canal have been transformed into museums, shops, and restaurants. Otaru is famous for its glassware, originally making kerosene lamps and glass floats for fishing nets. Today, the shops here sell a much larger variety of glass items. Let's take a look inside. hope you guys enjoyed the Nikka Whiskey Distillery in Yoichi, the canal and shops in Otaru, and most of all, that chicken. Before I let you go, let's take one more look at the canal, this time at night. Until the next video, take care guys.